Hello, this is Socrates for I Am 3D Graphics. I know I owe you guys a video from last month, and sorry, but my computer went south on me, so I'm trying to make some of this time up here. So let's put in our wheel wells and try to get at least the beginning of our ground effects in on this video. It should be pretty quick here, so I'm going to hit D, get into our let's load our backdrops in. Our presets here, we're going to load the backdrop. Just right to our default Bugatti images is where I have it saved. And there's our backdrops. We're going to close this out. We're going to hit the period to zoom in. Since we're doing the wheel wells, let's get rid of the rest of this. We really don't need it. And I'm going to zoom in close. I'm going to hit the Alt key and then drag to the center here. And then hit the period again to get a better view. I'm going to hit Alt, try to center this a little bit better. And that should be good. I'm going to hit our spline draw, and I'm just going to start cutting in some segments here. And this is going to be a pretty straight segment on our first click. Since we make our second click, now we can start to see a nice curve. And that's what we're going to do for the rest of this. Just going to click until we, nothing too serious here. And we want to move stuff around. And this is going to be pretty hard to see. I can probably go in and change my settings and stuff. But right now I can still see pretty good. You'll see here in a minute. I'm going to try to get this in on the inside of the wheel well. And I'm going to accept that. I'm going to hit enter, and that's going to accept that. So see, now that we've lost everything. So if I come in here and I show the crossbar, I'm going to hit the space bar twice. That tells me I'm in edge mode, and the X says I'm in polygon mode. I'm going to hit this, and now you can see the outline is purple. So I'm going to hit the D to go back into our display options, and I'm just going to bump down the contrast, and I can see a little bit better, but I can't see bring down the brightness. Now I can really see what I'm looking for, these white dots to move around. So if I hit Control T, I can individually hit these segments and start to get a better idea, and I get a much better view of the form here. I'm trying to mimic. I'm going to bring these down all the way here and just grab this inside corners, and I'm kind of liking that a lot. Alright, so now I'm going to do is now I have what I want. I'm going to hit Control C. I'm going to hit H, and I'm going to slice this up a little bit. And I'm going to drag up. And I think that's probably about where I want to be. And I just move that. Then I'm going to hit Control V to bring in our original selection. Let's hit / or that's right below the question. And we're going to select our first polygon. So what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try to get this over to this here, and then try to keep, I think this is our edge on our fender wall here. I did something here. I just want to select this again. I want to hit Control T and start looking for our little white dots. Hit Alt and drag this up a little bit. Start moving this for exactly where I want it. Okay, I'm having a hard time. So I'm just going to go over to the multiply here. I'm going to add some points. Drop the selection, hit the space bar, hit Control T again. Hopefully I can grab some more of these points. So there's a point right here. It's kind of hard when you can't see. So what it is helping me find these other edges here. And I'm going to go right into the middle of this, this black area, because I want to keep this pretty much the same size, but I don't want to lose too much of it. Digging this. Alright, this looks okay. bring this out to here. This is going to be part of the ground effects. I'm going to lose this later. Let me just go back in here to add some points. Find out what I need to move in right there. So I see a point here, and I see my other point there. So let's just do that. We're going to hit space bar again, drop the tool, hit Control T. We're going to start moving some of this stuff around here. And the thing says I have to keep all the points I put in. I can always take them out. There's no hard rules to this. Move this in just a smidge here. I'm trying to move this up just to give it a little bit. Alright, I'm liking that. Let's drop the tool, the select tool. I'm going to grab both of our splines that we just created. Let's do a Control C, hit the comma, then we're going to zoom out. I'm going to hit Alt, left drag. I'm going to go too far. I'm going to hit T to move the selection that we already have. We're just going to move it over here. This is part of your trying to do your work, get a better workflow here. So when I hit Control V, there's our original stuff that we had just worked on. So I'm going to hit the /. We're going to select those two and start zooming in here. Hit Alt, kind of center this a little bit better. And we're going to zoom in some more. We're going to hit Control T to do our individual spline moves. And we're going to start just lining some of this stuff up here. So we got something here. We got something here. I want to get at least one of these points here. So this may help us later. We want a little bit of here and go up in this little area here, and just sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. Since I'm in here, let's start moving some of this stuff around. Looks like I can move this without any issues here. It's terrible when you can't see everything. I'm going to add a point here. So I definitely want to get this up a little bit better. Drop the selection. Slide this over. See, there's two. So there was another point there. Just trying to find it sometimes. It's a little bit hard. But I'm thinking that this is going to be okay. I do want to have a point here. This needs to come out a little bit more. And so does this. That means I have a point right here. And that's going to do it, I think. I want to bring this up. This is an edge, so we want to try to maintain some type of uniformity as far as the spacing. So I might just bring this in a little bit. Because something else is going to happen with that later. I'm liking that pretty good. So let's hit the enter to accept that. We're going to deselect everything. Let's get back to the main view here. I think I want to go to a top view. So let's just hit the comma to get out of here, and I want to find our what we just did here. Oops, I don't want that. I want these two splines. I don't want that back cage. So now that we can see here, let's blow this up. Take this selection here. That's all, and we're going to bring this in a little bit. And if all looks good, I should be able to just hit the T to select the move tool. I'm going to hit Control. I'm just going to drag, hold and click, hold left click. I'm just going to drag this over. I'm going to Control because if I should move up and down, it constrains the movement, so I can only go basically one direction. And I'm going to say that that is good. I'm just going to hit Enter, and I think at this point we're going to back out. I'm just going to select this, and you start to see that we have our wheel wells and provided some depth for our Bugatti. So let's do one more thing. Let's try to tie all this stuff together, and then we can call bring close to this video. And let's open this up here. I'm just going to hit Alt and drag down here a little bit. Hit period, Alt and drag down. And we're just going to do a spline cage or create spline draw, not a spline cage, spline draw. And we're just going to click in here a few times. I'm just going to select accept that. I'm going to hit Alt and come down, drag up a little bit. Come over here to our spline draw. I got a little hang over here, but that's okay. This is all about form at this point. I'm going to stay with this outside edge. When I want it, the intent, hit Alt, drag up a little bit. It's just to give the car a little bit of, I just want to tie everything together so you can see what our end result is. So the back side, I'm going to hit Alt, drag up a little bit. I'm not going to do this back side here because this is the, let's do it. I wasn't going to, but what the hey. So let's just do this. Oops. I'm going to hit Control Z, hit Enter. And I'll hit my spline draw, and we're just going to come through here. And that should be good. And hit Enter. And thank you for virus protection. Hit Alt, drag this down. Let's minimize this. And what you're going to see here, if we've done this correctly, lost something here. Where is my, I've seen that. I'm going to hit space. I want to see if for this, it looks like we lost this piece here, which is fine. It's the beauty of art, right? Spline draw, and just draw another one. I think I lost it when was it on a Control V or something to that effect. Yeah. And that's good. If we need to, we could always hit Enter. We could always go in and okay. So these two items here, this and this one, so that we have them here. I'm just going to hit, let's just open this up. It's just how I like to roll a little bit. Hit T, hold Control, left and hold, click on your mouse, and you're going to drag this down to the floor level on those two pieces. And I'll hit T or spacebar to drop the tool, or drop the tool, but go back into polygon mode. I'm going to hit the / to drop our selection. I said that right. Spacebar to drop the tool, / / to drop a selection. Let's see this, and now we're starting to see we're getting a little bit of stuff here. Now what I'm going to do, just to tie this back in, and then I promise I'll close it and we can get back to something real cool later on. I'm going to go into this here view here. I'm going to drag this over this way, and I'm just going to hit my spline draw tool. I'm just going to draw something from here to here. One line. I'm going to hit enter to select the tool. Then I'm going to go point mode, and I'm going to select, if I'm doing this properly, it would be this point here. So I'm going to hit shift point. I'm going to hit Control W to wield those 2 points. And I'm going to hit, I'm in point mode here. The cross tells me I'm in point mode. And then I'm going to hit shift and select this point. I'm going to hit Control W. And I think I could probably duplicate that. Let's just do that, because since we've come this far. I'm going to select it as an edge. I'm going to hit Control C, Control V, T to move, and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to see if I can move that back right about here, and that should be close enough. I'm going to come in, open this up so we can see what's going on here. I'm going to hit space or the period. I'm going to hit Alt. When you Alt in the perspective view, you get a little different. Things move differently. They just keep it simple. I'm going to hit this here. I'm just going to click and drag Control W, and I'm just going to find now this is going to get interesting, because I got to find a point here. I don't want too many points, but I want a point that's going to give me what I want. Control, so it's a shift, I think it is, takes me right to all these points, and so I even missed my mark here. So let's do this. I know there's a point here, so I'm just going to go here and here and drag and hit Control W. So I have 2 points welded. Let's hit our, let's see, it shouldn't be too bad. It's not an exact science. I'll probably come in here, see how many points I can get rid of here. Let's hit delete. Delete. Alright. That should be good enough for now. I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit my Alt. Drag a little bit. And then we will come back. In the next video, hit comma to zoom out. Hit Alt. Try to get this. There we go. I think it's Control. I think we're good. Alright guys, I will see you in the next video. And we're going to go ahead and do an incremental save on this. We're going to go File, Save Incremental. It's 4. Alright, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.